Previously on Heartland Season 12, Episode 1, we saw Jack and Lisa plan a trip to Emerald Lake. But before you start worrying about not seeing these two on this episode of Heartland, don't worry, because at the very end of the episode, we also saw that Lisa's aunt Evelyn called her, seemingly asking Lisa to visit her in Istanbul. And there already are so many different storylines that may be happening with a setup like that. So we'll just have to watch the next episode of Heartland Season 12 and see where the show takes us. The main storyline of Heartland Season 12 Episode 2 revolved around the same mare and foal that we got to know in the season premiere. But while in Episode 1 we saw Amy and Ty nurse the two back to health, this episode was all about finding the duo a new home. At the beginning of the episode, we saw the mare and foal break out of the paddock they were in and make a run for it, only to get tangled up on some barbed wire. And as it turns out, this wasn't the first time that it had happened. So Amy and Ty needed to figure out what to do with these two horses before they seriously injured themselves. Luckily, there was a solution. Get another herd of wild horses to adopt the mare and her foal. And Jack had just the herd in mind. Do you remember the herd of wild horses that Amy and Ty helped to save in Season 8 episodes 9 and 10? That's the same herd that they are hoping to mix the mare and the foal in this episode. But of course, being that it is a wild herd, things didn't quite go as smoothly as Amy and Ty wanted them to go. Fortunately, they had Will Vernon and Jack to help them out, since Jack tagged along to visit his old friend. So Amy worked some of her miracle girl magic, and at the end they managed to get the wildies to accept the mare and the foal into their herd, and Amy, Ty and Jack returned home from Pike River, leaving Will with two more mouths to feed. Meanwhile, back in Heartland, Georgie was hard at work trying to impress a new jumping coach. With Lindy and their new business, Amy didn't have as much time to coach Georgie as they both wanted to. So when Georgie heard that one of the best show jumping coaches around, Kim Price, had an opening, she jumped at the chance. And to her surprise, Kim was very interested in coaching Georgie. Having followed Georgie's jumping career, there was just one obstacle. Kim was hesitant to coach Georgie on Phoenix. However, after everything that happened to Georgie last season, she didn't even entertain the thought that she and Phoenix might not compete together. So she made a deal with Kim. Georgie and Phoenix had to match Kim's time on the course. And if Georgie manages to pull that off, then Kim has to agree to coach Georgie and Phoenix as a team. But of course, it was easier said than done since Kim's time was only 56 seconds. Yet that didn't stop Georgie from going after what she wanted. And with some encouraging words from her mom, Georgie showed Kim what she and Phoenix are capable of, coming only a second short of Kim's time. Luckily, Kim decided that it was good enough time and took Georgie on as her trainee. And even Amy, who initially and understandably was a bit down about the fact that Georgie is shopping for a new coach, commended Georgie on her success and told her that it was the right move if Georgie wants someday to compete in the Olympics. So in the future episodes of Heartland Season 12, we will see Georgie train outside of Heartland. Amy will finally have more time to focus on her family and their new business. While the third big storyline of Heartland Season 12 Episode 2 was all about Jack and Lisa, and sadly it wasn't of the happy variety, at the end of the previous episode, we saw Lisa get a phone call from Aunt Evelyn, who asked Lisa to join her in Istanbul. And in this episode, Lisa finally told Jack about that call, as well as trying to figure out what she should do about it. Jack, of course, was against Lisa going, saying that Evelyn is probably manipulating Lisa into going by claiming that she is sick and heartbroken. However, Lisa wasn't so sure that it was all a manipulation and wanted to go, which didn't sit well with Heartland's Patria. So they got into an argument and Jack made a snap decision to join Amy and Ty on their trip to Pike River. And the fact that Tim was getting on Jax's nerve by suddenly moving into the ranch house didn't help the matter either. And it's good that Jack has such great friends because while in Pike River, Will managed to not only invite himself to Jack's cabin for a long overdue fishing trip, but also talk some sense into Jack, which finally made Jack realize how stubborn he was about the whole Evelyn thing. So in the end, Jack admitted that he was wrong, saw Lisa off to the airport with the sweetest goodbye ever, and all was well in the Heartland's cornerstone couple's life again. And hopefully it will stay that way even with Lisa away in Istanbul. We also saw Lou and Tim struggle in this episode because they, much like Amy and Ty, and Jack and Lisa's arc in this episode, were also a continuation from episode 1. Lou found herself having to put on a happy face for Midge, who questioned whether she was really okay with him dating again, while Tim decided not to propose to Casey after all. And the two had a nice father-daughter chat at the end of the episode. We saw the tight bond that Lou and Tim have shown through. Finally, all we can say is these two newest Heartland episodes have really been great. From characters, arc and storytelling to cinematography and sound, this season is off to an amazing start. Let's hope it will stay that way all throughout this 12th season. So this much for today's video. We hope you liked it. We will deliver more news of Heartland as it comes in. We will have all the burning Heartland spoilers, updates, and news you're looking for. So visit us regularly. Thank you for checking this video out. We will see each other very soon with another video. If you like this video, give us a like and subscribe to our channel for new videos every day. If you have anything to say, do let us know in the comment section below. We'll make sure to reply to your comments.